Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
A man convicted in the death of his wife wants a new trial. The reason he'll have to wait a little longer.
Work is underway to develop a new entertainment district. One local business has already opened in an area that could become a box market.
Plus, Rockford High School students celebrate the completion of 2 major projects. Their hard work means 2 families will have a new place to live. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson.
A Machesney Park man convicted in the murder of his wife in 2012 will have to wait longer as he tries to get a new trial.
Todd Smith's lawyers were in court this morning. He was not. The judge did not rule on the new trial request. Lawyers were told they did not file the correct post-conviction paperwork. Smith was sentenced to 60 years in prison back in 2017 for killing his wife, Katrina. He dumped her body in the Rock River. He then helped lead search efforts to find her. Smith originally filed for a new trial nearly 2 years ago. He claims his case should not have been held in Winnebago County. Smith believes publicity created a biased jury. 2 Kentucky men face federal charges after they're accused of scheming to rip off people in Illinois and across the country. That includes a Boone County business. 47-year-old Mark Carroll and 36-year-old Luke Curry are charged with 6 counts of wire fraud. They were arrested last week. The pair are scheduled to appear in Rockford federal court tomorrow. According to the indictment, between 2018 and 2019, they created multiple companies and stole millions of dollars from victims under false and fraudulent promises. The pair allegedly offered a line of credit to victims in exchange for the victims' initial deposits without actually funding that line of credit. Each count of wire fraud carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in federal prison. If you or someone you know was a victim to the scam, call the FBI.
A woman is seriously hurt after a UTV crash in DeKalb County. Monday evening, first responders were called to Hartman Road just north of Pleasant Road in Maple Park to reports of a UTV accident. Investigators say a 39-year-old woman and a minor were riding the vehicle when it went off the road. The woman was ejected from the vehicle. She sustained life-threatening injuries and was flown to OSF St. Anthony in Rockford. The juvenile was not hurt in the crash. An investigation into what caused the wreck is still ongoing.
The Healthy Illinois campaign pushes to expand Medicaid-like health care coverage. The group wants Governor Pritzker and lawmakers to grow the program to all age groups 42 years and older. The program was approved and started last year. Supporters say the expansion would cost a maximum of $200 million a year. Most of that is federal money. The Healthy Illinois campaign says uninsured people cost upwards of $800 million a year to the healthcare system in the state.
We need to say, I bring value to the table. I clean your house. I do your garden. I am valuable and I merit as social justice, we are entitled to health care for all.
Group members face a time crunch. The legislative session ends this Friday. A new development is in the works in Loves Park near Riverside Stadium and Mercy Health Sports Score 2.
Our Nicole Delgado talked to some of the leaders behind the project. Nicole, what are their plans?
That's right, Eric and Mimi. Dubbed the Riverside Commons, empty space around those 2 sports complexes could turn into an entertainment district.
The plan that we put together is unique for the area. It's really unique for our whole region.
Putting the city of Loves Park on the map with shipping containers. A new plan would add an entertainment complex around the Rockford Riverside Stadium and Mercy Health Sports Score 2.
It's repurposing something that was just plain and simple and that many people don't think about and using it for something that everybody will enjoy.
David Sidney is the CEO of the consulting firm working on the project. He says it's a mix of box market and traditional development plans with low-cost, high-value shipping containers.
We're dubbing the box market, and that's utilizing shipping containers as part of creating pop-up retail, permanent retail space at a much lower cost than traditional real estate.
The entire district would have a mall-like atmosphere, giving local business owners a spot to begin their startups.
We have a lot of entrepreneur businesses, startup businesses that just can't afford a place. Either the rent's too high or the price of building is skyrocketed. So this gives them an opportunity at a low cost to get into the market and succeed.
The idea behind it all is to create a place to play, to shop, and to dine all in one spot.
So this is giving them a place to stay. So they can come to these events, the sporting events, the shopping at Costco, still have dinner in the area, stay, play, and do whatever they want, but they don't have to leave. So everything is all together for them.
The City of Loves Park is still in the first stage of planning. They hope the Riverside Commons will take shape in 2024. Eric?
Thanks, Nicole. Across the street from that project's property, kids are the focus of a days-long event. Mercy Health's neonatal intensive care unit is keeping track of the hours parents spend holding their baby. It's part of kangaroo-a-thon. Through Saturday, Mercy encourages parents in the NICU to hold their babies skin to skin as long and as often as they are able. Kangaroo care is a form of holding a baby on a parent's chest. Experts say that's extremely important in newborns' growth and development, particularly preterm babies. A local nonprofit and Rockford Public Schools celebrate students' success in an effort to help the community.
This gives students the chance to get real-life skills while also giving a home to those in need. Jess Lipson has more on this collaboration. Jess?
Eric, Mimi, there's been a partnership for the past 7 years between the Rockford Public School District and Rockford Area Habitat for Humanity, giving students the chance to get real work skills and assist those less fortunate with a home. Guilford and East High School students saw the finished product of their year-long school project. Students taking construction classes worked on building 2 houses from the ground up, each high school having their own house to work on. Those 40 students celebrated the accomplishments of a project that they can carry for the rest of their life.
I think this is just an absolute no-lose situation for a student. If they join up and decide this isn't what I want to do for the rest of my life, they're going to take away a lifetime's worth of really high-quality skills that they can use in their own home someday. And if they decide to build it into a career, it's an incredibly high-paying career, and it's great to know that we can be a small part of helping to get that started here in the Rockford Public Schools in partnership with Habitat for Humanity.
There's now been a total of 11 houses built between the 2 schools over the years, which in turn means 11 Rockford families have a home. Eric, Mimi.
Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are worried about the possibilities raised by rapidly evolving AI technology.
Some senators say it's necessary to set up rules and safeguards before it gets out of hand. Washington correspondent Basil John takes a look at what they're considering.
This is not the future we want. That voice was not mine. The words were not mine.
Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal put the capabilities of artificial intelligence on full display, using the technology to emulate his voice and write a speech about AI.
We are on the verge, really, of a new era.
OpenAI CEO Sam Altman told lawmakers the quickly evolving tech comes with real risks.
My worst fears are that we, the field, the technology, the industry, cause significant harm to the world.
Missouri Senator Josh Hawley is concerned about how AI programs could be used to manipulate voters.
Should we be worried about this for our elections? We're going to face an election next year, and these models are getting better. I think this is a significant area of concern.
Altman called on lawmakers to take steps now to protect Americans from misuse and abuse of the technology.
A combination of companies doing the right thing, regulation, and public education.
Many lawmakers and experts say it may be time to form a new agency to help govern AI and hold companies accountable.
Agency or no agency, we need to hold companies responsible.
We really don't have much of a defense against the bad stuff, and the bad stuff will come.
These lawmakers and experts also agree it will be better for the U.S. to take the lead on regulations rather than rely on international discussions. Reporting in Washington, I'm Basil John.
Now, your First Warn weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, I have to say a big thank you and hello to the second grade class out at Holy Family. They came in for a tour of the station and talked a little about weather, actually kind of finishing up their weather unit there in class, and had some great questions. We talked about earthquakes, tsunamis, tornadoes, lightning, thunder, hail, how everything formed, what it takes to become a meteorologist, and how, of course, we put the forecast together. We talked about low pressure, high pressure, jet stream, the sun, cold fronts and warm fronts. And so it was just a great time. So again, a big thank you to the second grade class out at Holy Family. And I told them I'd say hello to all you guys. Thanks for stopping in. You know, we talked about that cold front coming in tonight and how that would drop our temperatures. And that's exactly what we're seeing in 4 areas here right along the lake shores. That cold front to the north of us. There's actually a cold front coming in, and then we've got a lake breeze. So a lot of stuff going on here across the Midwest. We can actually pick up that lake breeze on our radar. You see that very thin green line? That's that colder air coming in, or that lake breeze coming in off of Lake Michigan. Temperatures right along the lake shores have dropped a good 20+ degrees in just a matter of 20 minutes. So that temperature is dropping quickly there to the east and northeast, and we can see that here just a bit. We're at 79 in Rockford, 78 in Freeport, Monroe. Janesville, if this is correct, our wind is coming in from the north. So if that temperature has dropped, that would be a 20-degree temperature drop in a matter of an hour. So some big changes coming up here as we go throughout the rest of this evening. It might not be quite as drastic as what areas to the east of us are feeling, but within the next couple of hours, you're going to feel that temperature drop just a bit and the wind pick up. You can actually see that color contour kind of showing those cooler temperatures. So when we look at our numbers right now, as that wind turns to the northeast, that temperature will drop. Once we get to about 7, 8 o'clock, that number down into the 50s and low 60s, and then we'll see that temperature drop even further. Wind won't be quite as strong as we go through the night tonight, low 40s, a little bit of a breeze from the northeast, so it will feel cooler when you wake up tomorrow morning, but we'll see plenty of sunshine for the afternoon. And along that front, as that comes through, we may get an isolated shower or two, but the overall coverage of that really expected to stay fairly low here through this evening. We'll see plenty of sunshine tomorrow, but may get some haze here these next couple of days. Temperatures tomorrow in the upper 60s and lower 70s. As high pressure builds in, that wind will turn back around to the southwest on Thursday. Warmer temperatures up, but Thursday night, cold front comes in. That'll bring us a shower or two once we get into Friday. What you're also going to notice this evening, a little more hazy look to the sky. This is our SkyTrack camera up in Beloit, Wisconsin. Reason for that haze, we've got some clouds building in, but we also have smoke from wildfires up north, way up north in Canada. That smoke is getting caught in the jet stream in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and you can actually see that. You got some cumulus clouds building within that along that cold front too, but that haze and that smoke going to work down over the next couple of days. So it gives us that hazy look to our sky and actually could make more of a vibrant sunset and sunrise these next couple of days. So for tonight, a little bit into tomorrow, and then again on Thursday, we've got that haze staying with us. 76 Thursday afternoon. We're down a little bit for Friday, but I think we'll dry out for the weekend, guys, as temperatures make it back into the 70s.
Now sports with Sports Director Scott Lever.
The Northwest Upstate Illini Conference is welcoming a new member school. Morrison High School in Whiteside County is going to be joining the conference that currently includes schools such as Pecatonica, Forston, Durand, and Lena Winslow. NUIC Vice President Pete Robertson, the athletic director at Durand, tells me that the conference extended an invitation to Morrison in April to join the NUIC. Last night, the Morrison Board of Education voted to accept the invitation. Robertson tells me the plan is for Morrison to join the NUIC in all sports starting in 2025. The addition of Morrison will fill a big need for the NUIC. It will once again give the conference 10 schools that play 11-man football. The recent move toward 8-man football by several NUIC schools dwindled the conference down to 9 schools that play 11-man. By having 10 teams again, NUIC schools can play a full regular season 9-game schedule of conference games and not have to fill 1 week with a non-conference opponent. Morrison's football program won Class 2A state championships in 2009 and 2011. It then went through a stretch of losing seasons before bouncing back last fall to make the playoffs in Class 1A. Morrison's enrollment of 279 students makes it a good fit for the NUIC. In terms of football, that makes it the 4th largest school in the conference behind DuPec, EPC, and West Carroll, and just ahead of Fulton. Again, Morrison will compete in all sports in the NUIC. Robertson tells me that Morrison's non-football sports teams will compete in the NUIC South, which means one of the current schools in the South Division will be moving to the North. Robertson says it hasn't been decided yet which school will be making that move. I've reached out to several athletic directors in the NUIC. They're telling me they expect to learn more about the addition of Morrison tomorrow when they have their end-of-the-year AD meeting. More of our high school athletes are bound for college. 5 of them signed at Auburn this afternoon. Basketball player Adrian Agee has headed to Rock Valley. Another basketball player, Braden Torrance, is headed to Governor's State. Softball player Jalen Yakey will attend Briarcliff University. Basketball player Nala Taylor is going to the College of DuPage. And track and field standout Soloria Jackson will attend Monmouth College. Good luck, gang. Well, the Rock Valley College softball team is once again headed to the national tournament. The Golden Eagles won the Region 4 championship game today, trouncing Madison College 14-1. I'll bring you highlights of that game and reaction from some of the players at 6 o'clock. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Tonight on News Nation, the Durham report finds fault with the FBI over the Trump-Russia investigation. Truth Social CEO Devin Nunes joins Leland with his reaction. Then another beer controversy, another boycott, why a Miller Lite commercial has become a lightning rod for conservative criticism. That's tonight on Balance. See why more people are turning to News Nation. To find News Nation, go to joinnn.com.
First Warning Interactive Radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. For the most part, stays quiet. We may see a very isolated shower here within the 7 to 8 o'clock hour, just as a strong cold front comes through later tonight. A little more haze moving in from some smoke from wildfires up north in Canada, and temperatures dropping. Not as dramatic as what it has been to the east of us, but you'll notice a little more chill as we get closer to sunset. Tonight we're down to 43. Sunshine returns, although hazy skies the next couple of days. Highs upward near 70 on Wednesday. 76 on Thursday, chance for some showers, thunderstorm late Thursday going into Friday.
All right, thanks, Candace.
And thank you for spending some of your time with us. Stay safe.